Okay, welcome to my channel. I'm going to show you how I do the birds. We're going to recreate this, but probably use different colors on the birds. So, I start off with a 5x7 frame. I picked this frame up on sale at Michael's. I did not pay what it says that I paid on there. They're cheap right now. So, well, I'd say cheap. They're less expensive. So, I take the glass and the paper out, and I'm putting a bead of Elmer's glue. I don't have my tripod set up, so that's why I'm not. The phone is just a little bit shaky, so bear with me on this. I'm just showing you how I prepare this frame. All right, put that in there. Then I'm going to take the glass and clean it with some Windex. I'm going to put it back in here like this, and then I'm going to put another bead of Elmer's glue on top of that. It does two things. It seals the glass to the frame, but it also helps to seal away from resin leaks when you put resin on the top of it. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to leave it for 24 hours, and then I will be back to show you how we start getting the birds. Bye. Hello and welcome back. Okay, so we sealed up the thing, and I taped it all up. That helps resin leaks or and keeps it steady in case the glue did not do it. Now we're going to be applying some chain on the little birds. We're going to outline them. So I'm going to start right here at the top. I'll tell you what, let's start at the bottom. We'll start at the bottom. I'm going to put it right around his little body up to his tail, and then I'm going to cut it. You can use scissors. I got these handy little clippers that I got on Temu. I think I paid $1 for them. And we're going to get that lined up on his little body. Okay. Now we're going to take the next piece of chain, and I'm going to, that happens sometimes. You touch it and it goes away. All right. So his little, I want to outline his little wing. So I'm going to put a little piece over there, measure it out, and I'm going to nip it about there. And we're going to put this up here on his little wing. Okay. Then we're going to outline the top part of his little body, and we're going to nip that right about there. Sometimes it throws everything off. That's why when I get this all in place, I like to glue it so that when I'm working with putting the glass on, it doesn't move. So once you get this outlined his little body where you want it, it's always good to throw in a little bit of glue on there and let it dry up so that when you're putting on your glass, it doesn't move. So I'm not going to bore you with all this. We're going to do the outline of that, and I'm going to come back when I got that other one done. Okay, I got the outline done. I found a stick that I want to put there. And now I have this, I believe this is either 22 or 23 gauge wire. I don't know if you can see how little that is. It's floral wire. And what I'm going to be doing with that is I'm going to be making some little feet and their beaks. So on the beak, I'm going to bend it and use my little pliers to make it pointed on the end. So that you can open it back up and it'll be pointed. See if you can see that. There you go. So anyway, I'm going to snip that. And that'll be a beak. Slip that in there. And then I'll make another one. And I'll make it a little bit smaller. I need my, there we go, my needle nose is a little bit better. Put a point on it. And then open it up just a little bit. And then hold on to it, because when you nip it off this thing, it'll fly south. Okay. And there we go. Put it in there, and I have a little dotting tool that I use to manipulate. Okay. There we go. There we go. And you get them where you want them. And then I'm going to take a little piece. See if I can show you. Just a little piece. Lay that there. Cut another little piece. Lay it there. These are going to be their legs. And then we'll attach some little feet to them by cutting little pieces. Move your little stick out of the way. Bring it up there. Put the little legs in place. There we go. Then you really got to be careful, because these little pieces will really disappear on you. And these are going to be their little feet. get them all cut, and I just lay them there around them so that I can move them around with my dotting tool to get them in the proper place that I need them. Okay, so I'll take that over there. Get it lined up on his stick, on his little leg. And you get them where you want them. And there's their little feet. See if I can get you a little bit closer view. All right, you see the little feet? Okay. So now I want to put some greenery in there. You get these green little beads at Hobby Lobby. They're called mosaic accents, I believe that's what they're called. They are called, yep, they're called mosaic accents, and you find those at Hobby Lobby. They come in all different colors, green, black, red, and I use this for the little grass down here. Okay, and when you put that on, you got to come back and use your little tool to get everything back in its place, because you kind of moves it around a little bit when you put these on. They're a little heavy. Their little feetsies are moving everywhere. There we go. Okay. All right. So this is where I take some clear Elmer's glue, and I put a little coat of that on there, and we get that over that so that it kind of locks it down in place to where when we come back to put the glass on, then it's not going to move around so much. Because you do fight these things as they're moving around. I do put a little bit on their feet. And I put some on these little green beads. You don't have to cover all of them or do them like you're going to put resin on it, but I do like to put a little bit on it to it kind of sticks them together. All right. I think we got everything covered. So we'll let that cure overnight, and then we'll add some glass to it tomorrow. I will put some leaves on here. I will be adding some leaves into the mix here. I make these. I think I want the littler ones that I have. I did get these from Temu. They're a little bit smaller. They're a little smaller. I got them from Temu. I usually make the leaves, but sometimes you just need a little bit smaller leaves, and these are a little bit smaller, and I need that. And I like these iridescent ones. They're really pretty. Here we go. I think that ought to do it. There we go. So I will come back and put a little bit of glue on those leaves. Just a touch to make them stick to where they're at. All right. Then we'll come back after it's dried and for 24 hours, and then we'll add some glass and we'll make it come to life. See you then. Hello everybody and welcome back. Okay, so everything is kind of dried up a little bit. So we have all the feet, we have all the chains done, and I'm working on 2 of these at the same time, so I have 2 of them that I'm working on. So what we're going to do here, I found these little beads. I don't know if you could see that. Found a little black bead that I'm going to be using for the eyes. They're going to be moving around a little bit because I did not glue them down yet. But we're going to, the body is going to be 2 different colors. And I've chosen a blue and a yellow. So we're going to, I'm going to put the eyes in last. So we're going to be putting some blue into the bodies. And if it gets everywhere, you can always take a little tool and get it to come over there to pick it up, or you can also use a piece of painter's tape and get it to stick on there and pull it off and put it back in there. That one's going to be stubborn, so we will have to take a piece of painter's tape and stick it on there, and then I can pull it off there and put it back in the bird. So anyway, I want this blue to be at the top and on his wings. And then his little eyeball will go in there. Get it to go in. There we go. All right. And then the other little bird, I'll put the blue on there. Always keep a piece of tape around. It really helps. Anyway, we're going to put all this blue in here. And I like to try to get it to pile up a little bit so that when you do, it'll give you better coverage. If you don't put enough glass in there, it will be so transparent that you lose the colors. Okay, so we got the blue in there. Now, I'm going to take, and I created this blue and yellow with Tamiya spray paint that I got off of Amazon. And this is the yellow Tamiya that I used on here, but I started with just the plain crystal decorative filler that you get at Michael's that was clear. And then, and you can watch Crazy Glass Lady. She gave a whole tutorial about it, how to do that. So I suggest you look her up, or you go on there and look that video up, because she explains it very well. I'm gonna put this hair in there. Put a little on there. Sometimes this will stick together too when it's drying, so you got to be very diligent to get it to unstick. And I do believe that Linda, the Crazy Glass Lady, does explain that to you as well. This is looking so cute. Very cute. Linda also did she did one of these for Valentine's with little birds too that are so adorable. Of course, anything Linda does is adorable. There we go. My little fat fingers, I use a little dotting tool to move the glass around in there, because my little fat fingers kind of moves the glass out of it. And then when you get it like you want it, I'm going to close this up and shake it up a little bit and kind of break that glass up a little bit better so I can get some more. I'm sorry for the noise, guys, because I want to make this pile up three-dimensional and get really good coverage in the little bird. Okay, I think I can live with that. All right, now for the sky, I'm using this is already, I didn't color this. I bought this at Michael's. It's decorative filler, but it's already colored. It was a blue it was a blue that's already colored, so I did not color this. But some of these chunks in here are very big, so you got to be careful with them because for some reason they're not broken. They're a little bit chunky. So you can try to break them up if they'll break up, or I just set them aside if they're too big. But some of them are all right. And I use those at the top to for the sky. So I don't mind some of them being chunky, but some of them are just entirely too big. So if they'll break, you can break them, but I love the color on this glass. That's why I like to use it. I guess I need to bring it, put it in a box with a towel and chunk it up with a hammer. That's what I need to do with it. But we're going to leave it like this because I want the chunky effect as give it some texture and depth from as a sky, because I'm going to put you'll see in a minute, I'm going to put I made some hearts with IntoResin Aurora powders. Oh, they're so beautiful. They don't sink. The colors don't sink, and they turned out so pretty. And I'll show you when I made it. I brought it out of the mold. I went, wow, that looks like a cloud, and it fit this project to a T by looking like a cloud. And you'll see in just a minute when I get this glass in here. All right, so this was what I made with the Aurora powders from IntoResin. They just came out gorgeous, but it looks like a cloud. So that is what I put it in there for. Get that out of the way a little bit. Give it its own little spot in there. There we go. And it's very three-dimensional with the piece. Some of these I need to get out of there. They're a little bit too big. There we go. That's a little better. Take some of these that aren't so chunky. Anyway, it's your preference. You do it. You do you, boo, is what I like to say. Whatever you like, that's the way it should be. You're the artist. I'm just giving you idea and showing you how I do it. But you can do it ever how you want to. All right. Then, so now that we've got all that glass in there for the sky and the little heart cloud, it is done. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pour some resin on it. I'm going to put some glass on the other one and get that finished too, so that I can resin them both at the same time. And when they cure, then we'll be back. Or maybe I'll show you. I'll come back and show you me pouring the resin on it to show you how I drizzle it on there and get it to stick in there. So I'll be back. Okay, I've mixed up my resin. I've got them ready to go. So we're going to drizzle this resin on here. I like to start over the glass, drizzle it on there. Try not to get it on the edge of your frame. And if you do, stop what you're doing, get a baby wipe and wipe it off, because you don't want it to dry on your frame. And because I have the heart sitting on top of it, I'm going to, it probably will run off of it, but I want it to run off of it and go underneath it. So I'm coating it with the resin so it will go up underneath it and adhere it to the glass. And I made these birds blue and yellow. Now you may do this a different way. You do you, boo, because this is the way I do it. It helps me make sure I get resin over everything. And then I don't leave anything blank. Now some things you have to be careful with. If you put some things on there that if you put resin on them, you lose the color. So if you place something on there that will lose color, anything real whitish or lightish, it will lose color when you put resin on it, so be careful. And only set it on top of your resin. Doesn't mean you can't put it in your picture. It just means that you can't drizzle the resin over it. You would have to put it on after you have placed the resin on the piece. Because some of them will wash it right out. I've learned by experience on that. Then when you get all of your surfaces, let's see, I did what I told you not to do. Just take a baby wipe and wipe it off there. There we go. All right, let me move this around and get this other one. I made these birds. It's supposed to be a reddish color. It turned out to be a maroon color when I spray painted it. I haven't found a translucent red spray that turned it red. If you find one, let me know. This was Tamaya, and it turned it a little bit. Or no, wait, I take that back. This was not Tamaya. This was the red that I bought already colored at Michael's this year for the holidays. It's more of a maroonish wine, light wine colored, but they called it red. But I thought it was pretty. I'll have to try. I don't think I've spray painted any red glass with my Tamaya. I'm gonna have to try that and see if I can get it to be redder. Maybe Linda, I'll look at her videos. She might have done one with the red Tamaya and got a true red. But you just want to get all your resin over all the pieces. Making sure everything's got some. And this white on the bellies, it was that white iridescent glass filler that the Michaels sells at Christmas time. Some of their colors, they only come out at the holidays, and you have to, like Miss Linda said, you have to go grab it, because once it's gone, and they don't bring it back until the next year. And if you're lucky, you can grab 3 or 4 bags of it, or 2, you know, more than 1 bag of it. And use your, I love Michaels because I have the rewards, and I don't know if you know this or not. I did not know it either, but I found out that you can get a discount if you're 65 and older. I believe it's a 10% discount that you can get from Michaels, but you have to go online to their website, and you have to fill out a request to do that. I turned 65 this year, so yes, I went and grabbed that. I know a lot of you are young women, so y'all probably don't have that, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that's my age that if you didn't know it, now you do. All right, so we got that in there. Now, I like to take the torch and get rid of the bubbles, just lightly. I don't want to burn anything, so I don't go crazy on that. Just make sure you don't have any bubbles in there. And there you go, everybody. I love birds. That's how I made them. So, when they cure, I will definitely be back, and we'll get the tape off the back of them, and we'll hold them up to the air and show you what they look like when they're finished. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you then. Bye. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Okay, they're ready. So what we're going to do is take all this stuff off here. And there we go. All finished. It's so pretty. And then we'll get the other one. Pull it up to me. Some of this tape's hard to get off. But I really like to have it on there for safety's sake. Looks like I did have a little spillage on this one. So I'm glad I had that tape on there. Ugh, then it gets stuck on your finger, you can't get it off. I'll have to get the heat gun after that. But there it is. It turned out so cute. I love those Aurora powders. I'm going to link those into my description box. They're from IntoResin. But they did turn out really cute. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope it wasn't too long and drawn out, but I hope that you enjoyed them and that I taught you something, or that I gave you some encouragement or an idea. I encourage you to do your own. But I really appreciate you coming. If you're new to the channel, maybe think about subscribing to help me build my channel. I'm going to be more consistent with my videos, at least one a week. Try two, but at least one. And if you have something that you want me to do to show you, feel free to ask me. I can maybe put a video together and see if I can't help you with that. But I do have a Facebook page, Awesome Incidentals. I put everything that I make on there, so feel free to connect with me on there. But I really appreciate it, and I hope that everyone has a great evening, day, or afternoon, or whatever time it is in your time zone. And God's blessings on everyone, and I thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.